So during my second marriage, we weren't getting along great. And we started fighting. And a lot of the fights were about sex. And usually me wanting to have sex and her not wanting to have sex, or some variation on that. And I remember things were really bad between us. And we were very close to breaking up. And there was this one time when I wanted to have sex and she didn't. And I was just really mad. And I just left the apartment. And I'm thinking, I'm just going to go have sex with a prostitute. Fuck this. And I hadn't had sex with a prostitute in the whole marriage. This was going to be a real marriage breaker. But that's how ready I was to just throw it all away. And I call my friend Cammie, and I'm talking to her about this. And she's trying to give me advice and, encouraging me not to go have sex with a prostitute. But I don't listen to her. And I just leave the apartment determined to have sex with a prostitute. And I go cruising and I see a prostitute and I get a blowjob. And afterwards, I'm like, oh, fuck. Now I got to tell her. And I guess this is the end of our relationship. And I drive home with the certainty that the marriage is over and that I've just ended it. And when I get home, Suzanne says that my friend Cammie had called her and they had a long talk. And Cammie had convinced her that she shouldn't be so difficult about these sexual desires and that she was fine having sex if I wanted to have sex. And I was like, oh man, I wish you told me that sooner. But I thought, well, if she's willing to rethink this and is basically apologizing for her attitude, maybe we shouldn't break up. And maybe I shouldn't tell her about the prostitute. And I'm a little conflicted about what to do. So I go to my therapist, and she was seeing both of us. Like, she was my therapist and she was also our couples therapist. And I tell her what happened. And I say, I'm considering not telling her about the prostitute. And my therapist says, Kaveh, you have to tell her. And I said, yeah, but if I tell her, she'll want to break up. And she says, yeah, but that's her right and her choice. Like, she should break up with you if she wants to break up with you, but you can't withhold that from her. That's not fair to her. And I was like, you're right, of course. It isn't, is it? She said, no. And if you don't tell her, I can't keep seeing the two of you. And I was like, really? Like, you'll stop seeing me if I don't tell her? And she was like, I certainly can't keep seeing you and her and not tell her. And I could see that she was right. Like, it just felt right what she was saying and true. And I thought, she's going to break up with me, but so be it. I mean, I deserve it, I guess, or whatever. And so I told her, and she broke up with me. And in hindsight, I'm so glad that happened. That was exactly what needed to happen. Like, that relationship was over. And the idea that I would keep it going with a lie is just so antithetical to everything I believe in now. And I'm really grateful to my therapist for teaching me that.